उपस्थित हैं। हमारे साथ डॉक्टर महापात्रा जो चेयरपर्सन है प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ प्लांट वेराइटीज फार्मर्स राइट्स अथॉरिटी, ही इज प्रेजेंट हियर। राकेश रंजन जी, एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फार्मर्स वेलफेयर, वो भी हमारे पास यहाँ उपस्थित हैं। हमारे साथ डॉक्टर PL गौतम जो कि पहले चेयरपर्सन रह चुके हैं SPP वफा के, और DDG क्रॉप साइंस भी रहे हैं, चेयरपर्सन नेशनल बायोडाइवर्सिटी अथॉरिटी भी रहे हैं। वो ही इज ऑल्सो प्रेजेंट हियर। वी हैव विद अस मिस्टर पंकज यादव, जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी in this department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. We have with us Mr. Takayuki Hagikara. He is the FAO representative in Delhi. We have Mr. Kent Nandoji. He is the key person from the ITP Jairape side. He is the secretary of ITP Jairape. We have Dr. PK Singh, Agriculture Commissioner, with us. We have Dr. Dinesh Agarwal, the Registrar General of this authority. We have Mr. Santosh Kumar, who is the ADG of PIB. So we have all dignitaries with us, and with this I will request Dr. Mahapatra to give opening remarks, and then subsequently other persons also can join in providing the additional information. So Dr. Mahapatra, please.
Thank you very much. चलता है? Hopefully चलता है. Yes. So thank you very much. Hearty welcome to each one of you. Dignitaries on the dais and all representatives of media, the press and electronic media. It's a privilege to be here this afternoon to interact with you all. We have been interacting on various issues in the past, and today is a special occasion. And the special occasion is that for the first time, a global symposium on farmers' rights is being organized by the International Treaty on Plant Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture, its Secretariat, under the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, Rome, and being hosted by India, by the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India. The partnerships to host this lies with different organizations. We have with us the Indian Council of Agriculture Research. The Director General is likely to join the press brief. Also the Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Rights Authority. The institutions under the ICAR, the Indian Agriculture Research Institute, and National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources. So with this partnership, we are trying to arrange and organize this important symposium starting from tomorrow, that is 12th of September. And this should continue up to 15th. There will be participation of delegates from abroad and from India, more than 500 of them. And they will be engaged in discussions and various sessions over 3 days, and the last day reserved for field visits and to have interactions with the scientists and others at the Indian Agriculture Research Institute as well as at the National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources. We have with us the FAO representative in India, Mr. Takauki Hagewara, with us. We have with us Dr. Kent Nandoji, who is the Secretary of the International Treaty on Plant Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture. In fact, they are the two key persons, as I said, because it's being organized by the Food and Agriculture Organization and the Treaty Secretariat. So they would be actually shedding more light on various aspects of the symposium. But as I also said, that it is being hosted by the Ministry of Agriculture, Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. We have with us Mr. Rakesh Ranjan, Special Secretary, Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. He would also give a perspective, particularly India's perspective, the government perspective on farmers' rights. And along with him, Mr. Yadav, Joint Secretary, is also here with us, and he will add to this. And we have ADG PIB, we have Dr. Agarwal from the Plant Variety Protection Authority, and also, fortunately with us, we have Dr. P.L. Gautam, the experienced person who has been in the government and also who has served as chairperson of the authority and also both Plant Variety Protection Authority as well as Biodiversity Authority, so having vast experience on dealing with issues concerning plant genetic resources as a whole. So I, on behalf of all of us, this side, welcome all of you heartily to this interaction. We are here to interact with you, not to have a monologue. And we have Dr. P.K. Singh, Agriculture Commissioner, Government of India, and he will also add a perspective to the India's agriculture one side and the farmers, their rights, and the way they are contributing on the other side. So with these people this side, so certainly you will be able to address your issues and concerns, queries, anything that you like to raise. Very briefly, I would like to mention that food system in India and globally heavily depends on seeds. So new varieties of crops, whether it is field crop or horticulture crops, the planting material, they drive agricultural production, food self-sufficiencies, food adequacy, in the process helping elimination of hunger, also to a great extent address malnutrition. We have challenges before us, whether it is climate change, whether it is malnutrition, whether it is other issues. There are several other challenges, and we have to face it, whether here in India or anywhere in the world. Plant genetic resources are the key to face this challenge because they have the traits, they are evolving in nature, and farmers are tremendously contributing to preserving that diversity and the process giving us germplasm strains which are being utilized to breed new varieties of crops to sustain the adversities due to climate change and also give us the right kind of nutrition in the form of food. So when that is the case, and how do we actually promote conservation of plant genetic resources and the process support the farmers who are dealing with that day in and day out for centuries. So while doing so, we have certain rights which have been globally recognized. The International Treaty on Plant Genetic Resources, through Article 9, as it has been enshrined, gives upon farmers certain rights. For instance, farmers can use, reuse, sow, save, share, and even sell in the unbranded form the seeds of any variety which is available, whether it is protected or unprotected. So that is the kind of right which has been bestowed upon them. The international treaty also calls upon the parties who are signatory to this agreement to have measures in place, country-specific measures in place to implement farmers' rights. India enacted the Protection of Farmers, the Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Rights Act way back in the year 2001. And subsequently in the year 2005, established the authority, the Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Rights Authority, to implement the provisions of the Act. And one of the major provisions concern the farmer's right. So, to deliberate on various aspects of farmers' rights concerning seeds and varieties and plant genetic resources, their conservation and their sustainable use for food and agriculture, nationally and globally, this global symposium has been organized. So certainly, it would be a very fruitful exercise and experience, an enriching one. I will not go further into it. There are other colleagues here, they would add on to this. There are more than 100 delegates from various countries, more than 50 countries. There are some of them have already arrived and some of them will be arriving today. And we have more than 150 farmers participating in this conference, this symposium. There will be exhibition on various aspects of farmers' varieties. Various organizations, non-governmental, governmental, industry, and so on and so forth, they are participating in exhibition as well as in the deliberation. And we are going to have a very lively discussion. So there are farmer forum. The seed system is going to be discussed. The future of farmers' rights are going to be deliberated. And a pathway is going to be delineated for future through these deliberations spread across 3 days. हम आप सबका स्वागत करते हैं, अभिनंदन ज्ञापन करते हैं कि आप सब लोग आज इतनी संख्या में यहाँ उपस्थित हुए हैं। और आप जैसे डॉक्टर अग्रवाल साहब बताए हैं कि ये संगोष्ठी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर पहली बार हो रही है और देश में हो रहा है। और पिछले साल GB9 गवर्निंग बॉडी की जब मीटिंग हुआ था इंटरनेशनल ट्रीटी का, उसमें भारत के तरफ से प्रपोजल दिया गया था इस तरह के सिंपोजियम करने के लिए, और ये कल से होने जा रहा है। और जैसे मैं बताया, विभिन्न पहलू पर चर्चा होगा। आप सबका स्वागत है। खाली आज नहीं, ये जो 4 दिवसीय कार्यक्रम है, हर एक दिन आपका उपस्थिति स्वागत योग्य है और आप सब लोगों के उपस्थिति से इसका जो मैसेज है वो देश में विदेश में किसानों भाइयों के पास, पॉलिसी मेकरों के पास, सबके पास पहुंचेगा और हम नए तरीके से आगे का रास्ता तय कर पाएंगे और certainly with your help and cooperation it will be a very successful program. With this I stop here and I would request my colleagues, maybe I'll start with my colleague Sri Rakesh Ranjan ji, Special Secretary, to add हिंदी इंग्लिश जो भी आप जैसे भी कन्वीनियंट समझते हैं तो बताएं और प्लीज
Thank you, Dr. Mahapatra. Actually, after your elaborate introduction, there is not much to add. But still, I will give, as stated by Dr. Mahapatra, during the 9th governing body meeting of the International Treaty, this proposal was mooted by the Government of India, and that was last year, 24th of September, that we would like to host a global symposium on farmers' rights. This was very readily agreed by the International Treaty and the FAO, and as a result of that, 1 year since then, we are sitting here and we are starting the global symposium tomorrow. We expect about 500 delegates to participate, about 150 to 200 will be the international delegates, and many of them would be from India. Farmer rights is an interconnected issue, and that is why this international treaty exists. It's not that we talk about the farmers' rights of one country. The rights of farmers in one country are always connected with the rights of farmers in the other countries. The objective is to learn from the experiences of the other countries, to bring in a common thinking in this, to have some kind of roadmap, and to sensitize our people also about the rights of the farmers. Needless to say that Government of India attaches a very, very high importance to this global symposium and to this subject, and the proof of that is that Honorable President of India has agreed to be the chief guest and inaugurate the event tomorrow morning. That shows that not only this symposium is important for us, but also the subject is very important for us. So we'll be here over the next 3-4 days to see how the symposium goes and how we benefit out of this. And I'll request all of you are most welcome for over a period of next 3 days. So I extend a very warm welcome on behalf of the ministry to all of you for the next 3-4 days during the symposium. Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe if you representative in India.
Everyone, my name is Takayuki Hagiwara. In short, Taka, I go by Taka. You can remember me as the Bangladeshi currency, so you remember. Very good, Taka. I'm hugely popular in Bangladesh. First of all, congratulations for the G20, the successful event, and thank you. Congratulations. India, or maybe I should change the Bharat. Yeah, maybe, but still I stick with the India. I'm representative in India, not on India. I'm not sitting on India. India has shown that to the world that your leadership, and we are very much impressed by the organizations. And throughout the year, India has demonstrated that you have a capacity and embrace the people from different world and different culture. And if you look at the India itself, just 1 month ago, I was in the Mizoram, and then I met so many people in the Mizoram, and they look like me.
Yes.
And India has the capacity to embrace diversity. And we, by nature, we know that the diversity is very important. And the diversity brings the sort of stability. And I think that it's very important, if you look at the ecosystem, we need to have biodiversity. And this symposium will bring to the sort of shed a light of the importance of biodiversity. And I really believe that this is a very important event, not only for FAO, but also the global, and then also India. And as I said, India is a country which has the capacity to embrace that diversity. So I think it's natural to have the successful event in India, and I really hope that it is going to be the very success. Now, the detail will be explained by Kent. And but I'm very honored to be here, and I also congratulate the sort of the work has been done to organize this event, and the huge work has been poured into to organize this event. So thank you very much to the government of India, and we FAO are very committed to work with the government of India and then work for the farmers. Our bottom of the heart is to work with the farmers, and the farmers very important for biodiversity and food security. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My colleague Taka, distinguished guests and dignitaries who are here today. I also join them in welcoming you, press, to this pre-event of the main event while we're here. As we used to say, one of our slogans is it all starts with a seed. So the foundation of our agriculture and food production is the seed. And who is responsible for those seeds? Who develops them? Who maintains them? Who has custody? It's the farmers. Farmers are the main intermediaries between us and food security and the foundation of our development. And that is why when the international treaty was adopted, it paid special attention and made a special provision with regard to farmers. And FAO's work is all centered around farmers, and farmers